So here we go yet again. Welcome to David's Watches. I like nice watches and nice vodka. Always keep your vodka in the freezer. So today we're drinking the Absolute vodka. It was the nicest one I could find this weekend. It's not great. It's not like dirty vodka like Russian Standard or Stolichnia. It'll get you to where you need to go. But anyway, you're not here for the vodka. You're here for watches. And what I'm doing today, after I take a drink, oh, it's fucking splendid. Is the state of the collection. So the clue is in the name. It is a state of my small collection. And because of the now not so insignificant cost of insurance, this is probably how my collection will stay for the foreseeable future. Although I have just bought a couple of G-Shocks. So these watches are all the drugs that I just never did. I've always been into nice watches, and having owned a couple of nice Seikos and even a Zenith in the past. But my collecting has really started in sort of 2011, when my first proper watch with the Marathon here. Shortly followed very quickly after that in 2012 with my first sort of serious watch purchase, which was my Omega Seamaster Professional 300. And in the words of John Mayer, you aspire to do well in life and maybe pick up a passion, or in the words of my old army friend that I lost, because I like nice things, mum. Either way, people collect all manner of things, and I don't know if this qualifies me as a collector, but here we are. I'm much more about the aesthetics of all these watches, as opposed to the sort of the real nitty-gritty details. I don't know a huge amount about the intricacies of all these movements or the various complications that they have, but I know what I like, and I still get excited about wearing each and every one of these. So I have three automatics, two of which are the Rolex and the Omega, so sort of high end, and the other one being the an in-house, and the other one being the Bremont, which to watch snobs, they get excited about it because it's outsourced. It's still a really robust, ETA movement, but it's not made by Bremont. It's not in-house, so they get excited about that sort of thing. I've also got two quartz watches here, the Breitling, and as I've mentioned before, the Marathon, and I've also got a couple of G-Shocks up here. The GX56, which as of this evening I've now sold on eBay, and I've ordered a couple more for swimming and for surfing. And I've also got my Mudmaster, which I wear in the gym. And that really speaks to how I use these watches effectively as tools. They all have a purpose, and depending on where I'm going and what I'm doing depends on which one of these watches that I'm gonna choose. And it's not unusual for me to wear more than one watch in a day. So a common theme is water resistance. Taking my watch off for the shower, or because I'm going in the water somewhere, it's just so foreign to me. However, if I am diving, I would only wear the Rolex, and you can absolutely bet your bottom dollar that I've got this on an MJ glove right now. So this Rolex is, if I was going down to anything more than sort of, or going diving, and therefore you want a watch rated more than 200 meters. It's not about the meters of the watch, it's about the pressure. So if you're down sort of like SSI or PADI depths of like 20 to 40 meters underwater, you really need something which is going to be rated 200 meters plus, to handle that pressure. So let's start with the Bremont. Now here, and this time on the other videos, I had it in the leather strap and the rubber strap, and that's the crocodile strap. But now I've got it in this canvas orange strap, which I love. Although you could argue it is perhaps a bit too orange, but I really like it. It's got a GMT hand, as mentioned in my other video, and the GMT is just the coolest fucking thing. It's just world ready. Pro tip: if you're ever on an aircraft and you're going off somewhere, immediately set the time to the destination of where you're going. It's just, always good. Bremont have this fantastic buying experience. They have fantastic customer service and after sales, and they also have a fantastic just box game, which is not not for all the brands. So that's my Bremont, and also worthy of mention here these cufflinks, which I think are fantastic. And I need to buy, focus, there we go. You need to buy a shirt actually where I can wear cufflinks in again. But they're the same as the side of the watch. Here, focus in, there we go. Boom. So that's the Bremont. Moving on to the Breitling. So, and this is just amazing. It's a little bit loud, it's a little bit brash, and I kind of like that. I'm still waiting for my replica strap to arrive, simply because I just can't justify spending $995, on a DLC coated buckle. But either way, the canvas strap is really nice. The only thing I don't like about this watch, and it's seemingly the same and a theme with all Breitling watches, is quite frankly, it's got a pathetic water resistance of only 50 meters, which means I'll never take this swimming, and unfortunately means I will never take this on holiday. But they also have a fantastic box game. Moving on to Marathon, we had a quick look at that earlier. Marathon in 2011, when I bought this watch, it didn't even come with a box. That's how confident they are with their, how robust this is. And what else can I say about this? It looks like a tank, feels like a tank, and still looks brand new. And I love wearing it. I also got this leather strap with my Marathon at the time, and I thought they were useful or interesting, perhaps, to have show you an example of what is a £395 leather strap from Bremont, and a lot less than that leather strap from Barton Watches. Apologies for the focus there. Moving on to the Rolex. What else can I say about this watch? People talk about having a holy grail watch, and for me, this is that. It's 4,000 feet depth, 1,220 meters. If you want a real measurement, it's got a ceramic bezel. It's 904 stainless steel. It's got a date bubble. It's just basically as close to perfection as you can get, I think. And it also, it's always a reminder of times when things weren't perhaps quite so perfect. And this is one I just have to show on the wrist. Absolutely love it. So I have absolutely no business whatsoever in wearing a watch of this stature. But I really wanted it. I'd worked really hard to get into a position where I was able to, have the means to buy it. So I did. I find it really motivating, sort of wearing it, and it's also just so pretty. Quite often I look at it and not realise that what the time is, and realise that I need to look at it in order to tell what the time is, and I have to look at it again, and that's pretty much a common theme. It also reminds me just how precious time is. It's not something you can ever get back, and it wasn't that long ago that time was so precious that I'd have to be 5 minutes before, which is bullshit. But anyway, moving on to the Omega Seamaster Aqua Terra. This is my third and as yet my most favourite Omega, and it's the only watch I bought on anything resembling a whim. The sun was shining. I'd just gone out of the ocean after a nice dive, and I think I was a bit tipsy. I was actually probably quite a lot more tipsy. I was drunk, and that pretty much only really says how good my decision-making ability is when I'm smashed. And it's also a good time to talk about polishing. The watch snobs say not to get your watch polished, and I totally get that. If it's a 1950s Rolex Submariner, a Rolex sort of Daytona Paul Newman edition, or 1969 Omega Seamaster, which actually went to the fucking moon, then yeah, don't get it polished. But, you know, this is none of those things. You know, I have worn it a lot, and it was showing signs of wear, you know, and it ages the same way, and takes the same wear as the human body does, you know, and I got it polished, and it looks absolutely fantastic. You know, now I have done, and I'm glad I did. Yes, that's the Omega. And now I've got these two G-Shocks here. As mentioned, this is the GX56, the king of G-Shocks, and this is my G-Shock Mudmaster on the right. Not putting focus there. There we go. So the one on the left is you know, now sold, and I was, you know, amazed to find out that there are replica versions of G-Shocks out there, which I don't quite understand, but that kind of blows my mind. But, you know, who am I to judge? And this is my current sort of main G-Shock for, you know, anything sort of active and in the gym, which at the moment isn't a great deal, but hopefully that'll soon change soon. So yeah, that's all my watches. That's the state of the collection as it is right now, and hopefully I will upload more videos in the future if and when I buy more watches. Thanks.